Oh, that's very good. Oh, that is beautiful. G'day from Japan, and I can tell you this country knows a lot about beef. So in a short time, I'm going to try some of the cheapest beef you've ever had, then something mid-range up to the wildly expensive, and I think you're going to love it. Now for our first restaurant, the cheapie, I thought we'd come here. We came here last year. Beautiful food, although I don't know what Tara's done wrong, but let's go inside. If you want to come to this restaurant, it's right out the front of Hiratacho Station. Hey, here's my friend. Hello. You remembered us. We were hoping you were here. We met this lady last year. We came here every night and she always made us feel welcome. And I'm amazed that she remembers us. Food-wise, I've ordered beef rib. And it's all of about $6 for this serve. So this is the cheapest that I think we'll get beef. What I do love about this restaurant is that we get to cook at the table. It adds an element of entertainment to the night. Do note that Jace is actually sitting on a milk crate with a cushion on it, and I've got what looks like a chair that I had when I was in primary school. But there's a certain quaint charm to this place. We're cooking over a gas fire here, and there's a little catcher underneath to get the fat. Now this is not very thick beef, so this is going to cook quickly. We've probably got 120 grams of beef here for our $6. This is the first piece of beef, and I'm going to dip it in whatever the sauce is here. Chewy. It tastes good. Yeah, I think it's the sauce that I love. You wouldn't be unhappy with it. It's cheap because of the surroundings here. It's not a 5-star restaurant with silver service, and yes, you're doing your own cooking, but it's got a certain character about it, and this is what we've come here for. And we've travelled probably 20 minutes on the train. We could have gone to any restaurant around our area, but here we are, and we are enjoying it. It's an exceptional steak for $6. Let's try the skirt now. I've always been a skirt man, with beef I mean. Look, it's not as chewy as the last one. I don't think it's got that much flavour in itself. But look, I've paid a lot more for steaks and been a lot more disappointed. So I think this is a good start for our Japanese beef adventure. Now we did order some slightly more expensive beef, and this is a piece of sirloin, very thin, doesn't take long to cook at all. It was $10 for a serve, but really it wasn't very much. You'd be lucky to get, what, 50 grams. Oh, that's very good. That's a lot better than the first two. And with the sauce on, oh, that's very, very good. Let's have the second bit. I think the secret with this piece is to put a bit of rice inside it and then drown it in this dark sauce and stick it in your mouth like a little snack. More of this sauce, please, for me. Thank you. Give it a good dousing. Arigato. This is like a big wonton. Oh, yeah. Without doubt, the sauce does make that. Big or small?
Big.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Now let me pay you. Next year.
Next year, okay.
Next year. Arigato.
Arigato.
Arigato. Next year. Ciao. Bye. For our medium steak, we've come to Tachibana restaurant, which is underneath the Hilton Osaka. Now we've ordered something reasonably inexpensive with this beef here, but something a little bit extra. I've ordered beef tongue. Never eaten it before. Never felt the need, quite frankly, but it is on this menu. So I thought, well, let's have a crack at it. Okay, we've just had the tongue roll up, so I'll try tongue for the first time. But quite frankly, it looks like beef, but clearly not. Well, it is beef, isn't it? But it comes out of the cow's mouth. I won't be ordering that again. After the beef tongue, I tried the steak and it wasn't that great, and certainly not worth reviewing for you, so I think we might cut our losses here and go and find a better restaurant and get a medium steak instead of probably one that was too cheaply priced. Well, it turns out we went to the wrong restaurant. We were recommended this restaurant called Tachibana, and we thought where we were was Tachibana, but this is very much what we wanted to try. Well, to get service, you ring a little bell on the table, so our waiter will be here in a second, and we've decided on a set. Well, our waiter has just brought out our tongs and our salt, lemon and sauce for the beef, which we cook on our Japanese barbecue. And what have we paid for this beef? About $50, which I think is a good mid-range point, especially for Kobe beef. Well, I'm guessing there's about 250 grams worth of steak here, and we've got 3 different cuts: loin, short rib and outside skirt, but it'll all be inside stomach. These pieces are pretty thin, so they don't need a great deal of cooking time. I'm guessing a few minutes tops. Well, they're turning a delightful colour of brown, and we're getting a bit of fat dripping down onto the flames. This is skirt. Shall I try the sauce? Yes, let's try the sauce. Oh, that is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Well, I'll give the skirt a very high score, and I'll put the same sauces and salt on this one, so it's a good comparison. This is a bit fattier, but glorious. Well, I love both of them. They're so good. Well, we're both in agreement that this is exceptional quality beef. And even if we have to cook it ourselves, it's a bit of an experience doing that. At least you get it exactly the right level of doneness. Gosh, it's gorgeous. I love the sauce, love the salt with it, even a little bit of lemon, and we've topped it off with a bit of rice. And finally, we're testing now the short rib. I'm going to try one without any sauce. Stunning again, just stunning. It's the tenderest, the tastiest. It's a little bit fattier, and you could tell by the level of flame we were getting earlier on. I am a big fan of this type of beef, and I think it was pretty darn good value for quality Japanese Kobe beef, and that fed effectively two of us. And on top of that, we had a bit of rice. Spoiled. That's what we are, spoiled. And now for the most expensive of the three steaks, and we've ended up here at the Osaka restaurant, which is on the 19th floor on the other side of the river. And we have a magnificent chef here getting stuck into the garlic already. Now, I've gone for 200 grams of omi beef, which is not dissimilar to Kobe beef. $213 US for my 200 grams, and I'm expecting it to be marvellous. Now, while you're seeing the steak cooking, you don't smell it. It has a definite, beautiful aroma to it. So our chef Nakamura has been at this restaurant for 8 years. He's been cooking for 40, and tonight is his biggest challenge. There are 8 glorious mouthfuls here. Let's try it with the salt. It's just so easy to eat, so tasty.
Very soft.
Yeah, it's a delight. Is it worth 320 Aussie dollars? I don't know, but it's a great experience. Yeah, it's really tender. It's almost like you're not even eating beef. It's buttery. That's the best I can describe it. It's just heavenly. At the moment, Jace is holding the camera, which means he's not eating. So I'll tell you what, give that to me, and you have a taste of yours, and tell me what you think. I don't want mine to go cold, so I'm going to dig in as well. Now,
That's amazing.
you have a piece of mine, and I'll have a piece of yours, right? Go for it. I think I like yours better. Do you reckon?
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm not sure why I like yours better.
It's incredible though.
They're both unbelievable. Oh, there's some more just lobbing on the plate here. Now, our chef's kept a couple of pieces back here, and he's putting them back onto the hot plate and squashing them. I must admit, I often get disappointed when I order steak at a restaurant. Admittedly, I'm not paying anything like this, but certainly in America, I'm paying big dollars in a lot of these restaurants and walking out thinking, I could have done the same. I couldn't have done that, I don't think. That was done with a great deal of style. And the little bits at the end here, these tiny little bits, have already been pre-seasoned with soy and salt, and they're just divine. The steak that Jace had was so good that we've got another one. It's just too tasty, and got to bear in mind too that we're going to be in Suzuka for 4 nights. So this is our reward in advance for what we think will be 4 days of pretty hectic work at the Suzuka track. What is plainly evident here is the precision and care with which these pieces of beef are cut and presented.
Sorry, quick.
Jace was looking like getting all of those bits, but no, we've sorted that out. Well, the head chef's just come out here and he's insisting we have another piece of omi beef. And of course, we're not going to say no. The first 3 or 4 pieces have been stunning. And we've got garlic rice just about to be served up to us. This is a joy. This piece is a lot thinner and it's much more tender. And it's glorious with the garlic rice. Well, the head chef's brought out a couple of beautiful pieces of beef here. Omi beef. The one on the left here is probably worth around, from a butcher, about 900 US. And this one here probably closer to 1100. But of course, once it's served up here at the restaurant, there's a fair margin on top of that. But there's quite a show in cooking it, and you can't complain about the outlook from the 19th floor up here. It is quite spectacular. Oh, domo arigato. Domo arigato. Oh, we're going to do it over here too. Okay, arigato, sir. Arigato. Arigato. What a great meal. I hope a lot of my followers come to your restaurant. Okay. In summary, I had 3 amazing Japanese beef meals over a 24-hour period. How do I rate them? I'm going to go with the cheapest option as my 3rd place. I gave the sirloin a 7.5 out of 10. Really good value. The decor was pretty basic, but that's part of the charm of the place. And in 2nd place, I'm going to go with the more expensive steak. I rated the steak at 9.1. It was beautiful, and the decor was great, and the whole theatre aspect of the chef cooking was quite marvellous. But my favourite was Tachibana. I adored the beef. I gave that 9.3 out of 10. And I wish they had one where I lived in Australia. But quite frankly, I'd be happy with any of them any night of the week. If you've enjoyed this video, now's the time to hit the like button and subscribe. And for a whole lot of extra content, go and have a look here. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. Well, don't put that in, Jack. Put that in. No.